Greg Diolis on the Comcast Sports Line here in the Pratt Pack Gym wearing the Kangol, and salute to Bruce Arians, former offense coordinator of Steelers, now the main man with Arizona. I'm loving the NFL draft, and Coons Market helping me wet the whistle with some Snapple. And tomorrow night when it's all said and done, Coons Cafe, I'll be enjoying some of this. Eddie Shewalk also has it, Rooney's Beer, and yes, your Pratt Pack's favorite. Be responsible as you enjoy the draft, and Miller time is always the right time when you think football in the National Football League. Hey, listen, my friend, they got a quarterback. Tell me about Joshua Dobbs, 6'3". They said he could use some muscle, but they like the way he can throw the football and release it quickly. Plus, he had 12 rushing touchdowns to go along with his 27 passing touchdowns for the Volunteers of Tennessee. They got their quarterback.
Well, Rob, I think they got a quarterback. I don't know that this is a guy that you actually look to build your future on, or that he's the ultimate replacement to Ben Roethlisberger. Kevin has always said, Kevin Colbert, has always said they like to draft a quarterback every year to just kind of continue on that depth process. And this seems to be one of those guys similar to the kid, Omar, I can't remember his last name, who had played at Bowling Green a few years ago. And, they brought him in as a fifth-round draft pick. They brought in T. Martin from Tennessee a few years ago. It's a latter-round guy that maybe you kind of check him out to see if there's the potential there. But I don't know that they look to build the future with this guy. I was really disappointed that they went with this kid as opposed to Nathan Peterman, who, was available in the same area, and many people had graded him much better.
As we go to a video for the first time today, Nate Peterman and Adam Bisnowati, a couple of Pitt guys. Adam, of course, from Fox Chapel, the big offensive tackle, offensive lineman. They are still out there waiting to get their team, and hopefully some good news coming shortly for those guys. Now, let's backtrack a little bit, and we've already known about T.J. Watt. We talked about him, linebacker out of Wisconsin, wide receiver Juju Smith out of USC. Tell me about Cameron Sutton. We haven't talked about him as the 94th pick chosen overall. Tennessee, he, of course, SEC. He played in every game last year. He's a punt returner. He's about 5'11", 190 pounds. They, too, said he could use a little bit more muscle. But when it comes to man-to-man mirror coverage, he's pretty good at that.
Yeah, you know what? Reminiscent to me of the Dree Bly pick from a few years ago. Kind of a scat-back type guy. You need some cornerback help, sure, but I think this guy's more in the realm of a return guy, which they've always needed a little bit of help. When it came down to needing a big return, they were kind of turning to AB all the time, and that wasn't the most healthy thing to do for the Steelers. And I think this guy's looked at as the return guy, both kickoff and punt.
The NFL draft, Philadelphia, the home of Rocky Balboa, and this guy is a true champion who got up off the canvas more than once. Hodgkin's disease, torn ACL. Last year, the battering ram who's going to make you feel it when he hits the line of scrimmage. James Conner Pitt, now a member at the number 105 pick in the third round for the Steelers. He's going to stay and play at Heinz Field. Well, folks, 216 carries last year, 1,092 yards, 16 touchdowns. I couldn't be happier for him.
Well, that may be the story of the draft. What a great kid coming from, the difficult couple of 2 years that he had with the Panthers, and now to be able to come in there and go to really his hometown team. He's from Erie, but the Steelers are where he wanted to be, and what a tremendous, tremendous story for him to be able to continue his career here in Pittsburgh.
All right, now this kind of excites me, and I'm thinking Mel Blount because he's 6'3", 173rd pick in the fifth round out of Utah. Brian Allen, he was a wide receiver, didn't play any defense in high school, but he is a guy who's got a lot of ability and can use that long reach as a jab, if you will, to push off of receivers and do it legally and, make it difficult for them to actually go up for the ball when usually these DBs in the NFL aren't around 6'3", so it's usually in favor of these very tall wide receivers. But this is a kid, if he can make it to the next level, meaning playing on Sunday, he could actually help this defense in a big way by giving them some size in the defensive secondary.
You're throwing out some pretty big shoes to fill there, throwing out the Mel Blount reference, Rob.
Well, he's the last defensive back that was that big.
That body type, you're absolutely right, and that's something that they've really kind of seemingly tried to shore up that defensive backfield with the picks going through today. And these are guys that they hope that these guys are make-it type players. Now, could be a little bit of a developmental time period for them. Maybe they get one more year out of Cockrell. at corner before they have to, get these guys on the field for any legitimate play time other than special teams. But yeah, they're trying to kind of add to that depth right now, and it's been an exciting draft for the Steelers.
Just talk to me overall, just your observations going from T.J. Watt to the latest in the 5th round, Brian Allen. You say a good draft. What do you like about it the most? And we'll close on that, Greg.
Well, I like the Smith-Schuster kid a lot. I like that selection to really make their wide receiver group among the best in the league. That was an exciting one to me. Watt was somewhat of a safe pick, Rob. I mean, that guy's going to be on the football field. May not be a Pro Bowl player, but more along the lines back in the 70s of a Lawrence Taves or somebody like that, where a consistent player, get out there, make plays for you. Not a splash play type guy, but still, a solid pick. And hey, let's face it, he was the 30th overall. There was a reason that 29 guys were selected before him. So, it's a safe pick. It's a nice draft. The corner pick is the exciting part of the draft. The return guy makes it a little bit special, too. So there is a little bit of flair about this draft. I think the Steelers are excited about it.
All right, before we go, ladies and gentlemen, that knockout punch, always when a great time is needed at the Bottle Shop. Of course, Mark Davis, former brewmaster for Pittsburgh Brewing, proprietor. Every type of craft beer you could ever imagine. HD TVs, they're absolutely out of sight. And, of course, great menu. Right now, 93.7 The Fan, The Pony, Joe Starkey, all those guys talking draft. So if you want to tune into the radio or maybe head on down and enjoy some cold brew, that would be a good idea. We'll see you later from the Pratte Pack Gym as the NFL Draft continues.